Hello, love bugs, and welcome back or welcome to your new favorite show, a podcast for when people did you so wrong, journaling just wasn't enough. This is Dear X, One Last Thing. It's officially been one whole week since New Year's, and I hope 2026 has been treating you good so far. I hope you've been sticking to those New Year's resolutions, and if not, don't feel bad. There's so much time to start again, and what I realized about not sticking to something and starting it over is it feels so scary because it feels like you've kind of failed the first time around by not sticking with it, but you haven't failed. And really, this second time that you're going into it, you're going to go into it with so much more knowledge and experience than you had the first, second, or even third time around if you're starting over, multiple times. And that should just bring you closer to your goal. So I hope that could bring you some peace, some clarity, and as always, remember to be kind to yourself. Today's letter is a bit on the shorter side, but what it lacks for in length, it makes up for in intensity. As you gathered from the title, today's episode seems straight out of a movie scene. Our sender sends their letter in today to get their final vent out, though, honey, I give you permission to vent about this topic for the rest of your life, but I do think your peace will be better protected and your happiness will be more abundant the less you think or speak on the people you mention in this story, so I stand by your choice. As you may have gathered, our sender is sending a letter in to their ex-best friend. You may have also noticed that this is our first letter that's going to an ex-bestie. Now, ladies listening, I know you guys have some stories about some messy best friend breakups. And maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I think a breakup with an ex-girlfriend, an ex-best friend is way, way more painful than a romantic heartbreak could ever be. So please send in your stories. And honestly, to the guys out there, I'm sure you have some wild stories about guy friends, best friends that have screwed you over as well. So we want to hear from you too. Our sender first met their ex-best friend in elementary school and thought they'd be best friends forever. Our sender is now 21 and see how sadly wrong they were. The closest years of their relationship was over 5 years. So this was a very, very close friendship. And I think once I make it to the 5-year mark, I feel like you're going to be in my life forever. Our sender doesn't give much background, and I'm sure it was hard to think or bring up the good times when now the friendship is stained with so much pain and dishonesty. Our sender writes, things had been going downhill for a while, losing spark, hanging out with different crowds, going separate ways, but that didn't end the friendship. I found out that they had been talking about me behind my back for months and hanging out with my ex. Now they're best friends. Ouch. I genuinely can't imagine finding out any of that. I would feel like I was getting pranked. My best friend for over 5 years that I met in elementary school has been talking badly about me behind my back and hanging out with my ex. Where are the cameras? My heart goes out to you, the sender, and I hope 2026 brings you plenty of new connections and new people, ones that truly see you and love you and only say the best things to your face and behind your back. I hope they want nothing but good things for you and your future. Our sender writes to their ex-best friend, as an empath and an emotional being, the last thing I want to do is hurt others. Inconsiderate, selfish people make me scream, and that's exactly what you are. The hurt and betrayal you caused made it feel like you really just hated me the whole time, and I ignored all those hateful signs for so long. Everyone used to speak so badly about you, but no matter what, I was your defender. Ironic, I was defending someone who talked just like them, but about me. It's the insecurity inside yourself that speaks volumes on why you act the way you do, and it's so sad. I'm not mad anymore, just sad that you ended up being the kind of person I've always despised. Sad because I have mourned the old memories and future plans that we were supposed to experience together. Sad because you did to me what I would never do to you and was disregarding my feelings while I was actively trying to protect yours. Sad because now I have to be present while you rub noses with people that have done me dirty. And sweetheart, I understand your sadness, really. I do. But I'm sure you know it's them who should be sad for losing such a light in their life. And they should be even more upset that it was their own actions that drove you away. But you know what they say, misery loves company, so they can continue to rub noses with the people that have lost you. And I think miserable people really can't stand someone who shines, someone that glows, someone who's a light. And I think that is so interesting because I find that people who are lights, they don't just attract other lights, they attract everyone, and they actually attract those like energy, emotional vampires more than anyone else. And it's really like a moth to a flame. And that person is attracted to this light, but then over time they're almost sickened by it. And because that, they want to dim it. They want to dim the person. They want to, kind of steal that light away from them. I've never really understood it, and I'm sure there's more seasoned, experienced psychologists that can explain this concept to us, but whatever the reasoning is, it's not okay and it's not fair. And again, I'm sorry to the sender that they had to go through this experience, but I'm so glad that the true colors were finally shown and that you don't have to deal with this kind of rain cloud in your life anymore. Hopefully with this fake friend out of your life, it really just opens a door to new opportunities and new experiences. And like I said before, new connections. It sounds like you truly are a person that grows from hardship instead of taking it out on everyone around you. And that's such an admirable quality that you're going to go so far with. I'm not going to make this episode about myself, I promise. But I have had so many bad friendships, so many people that lied to me, took advantage, stole from me, ghosted me, talked crap about me, uninvited me, invited me as a prank, all the things that you could think of. And I know now that it truly says more about them and who they are than you and who you are. And until they heal themselves, they're just going to keep finding someone new to hurt, to take advantage of. And there's probably truly nothing you could have done about your character, your actions, your words that would have made this person kinder to you. And that is a very hard pill to swallow. At the same time, it's kind of freeing in a way. We could always better ourselves. At the end of the day, we can only worry about ourselves and our actions. So I know it's freeing, but it's also kind of like suffocating because it's like, well, if there's nothing I could have done, how do I prevent this from happening in the future? My advice to you would be keep your empathy, keep your light, keep your softness, protect your energy, hold your boundaries firm, and trust your gut. Trust the signs you see early on. Don't make too many excuses for people. Be open-minded, keep that open heart, but know your worth, and I promise you're going to be just fine. Thank you so much for sharing your story, for opening up about this time in your life. I hope this experience of writing into the show and hearing your episode, I hope it could help you put it behind you. And thank you, of course, to everyone listening, anyone that's made it this far. As always, if you like the podcast, if you like this episode, consider following along on the podcast Instagram at Dear X One Last Thing, no spaces, underscores, anything of that nature. Again, Dear X One Last Thing. You'll get to see some updates, and more importantly, you're able to submit a letter of your own using the link in bio. I mentioned this last time, and I'm probably going to keep mentioning it over the course of some more episodes, but the information can be as detailed as you want, meaning you don't have to keep everything anonymous if you feel comfortable with it. You could say your ex's name. You could say your ex-best friend's name. You could say your abuser's name, and you can stay anonymous. And to anyone listening out there, the form is a Google form. It's anonymous to me. I can't see who sent it in, so I couldn't expose you even if I wanted to. So maybe I'm being a bit of a pot stirrer, trying to spice it up, but I do think it's all for the greater good, so it's okay. Well, that's it for this week. I will see you next Thursday. Be safe, be kind, watch your surroundings, and trust your intuition. With so much love, until next time, love me a rose.